What's up, everyone? It's your boy Terry. Yeah, speaking from the garage shop again. Here to offer you some more big bang for the buck product and info. Yeah, we're gonna be getting it in. A lot of you guys have asked me, Terry, hey, what's going on with the 67 Chevelle project? We saw that you put on the rotisserie, so have you been doing any work on it? See, that's the problem. When you have too many projects, you spread yourself thin, but I like it like that. I like it like that because it keeps you fresh. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get stale and you're like, I kind of don't want to, like work on it, whatever. But when you go somewhere else, get your mind right, come back to it. All right. But today, yes, 67 Chevelle project. You saw, we all know what's going on with this car. It just wasn't tight. You know what I'm saying? So what we're trying to do is make it tight. So far, we're starting from the back, moving forward. So now, being that we got this section all nice and tight and everything like that, we had a couple of pinholes which we with the weld filled up and everything, and we got a couple back here which we're going to be hitting soon enough, but you guys are going to be with me every step of the way. Today what we're going to do is, you see this brace right here? This is a brace that is right here. That's a body mount on each side. As you can see right here, it's gone because it rotted, and that's what you can expect from a car that's over 50 years old. We're going to repair this. And you're probably saying, Terry, how are you going to repair this? What type of magic are you going to use to make this look like new? It's not magic. It's a brace replacement kit. This is an AMD part for 67 Chevelle, or it's actually a 67 A body. I would imagine all A bodies are the same. So what we're going to do is, being that we got the Summit part and all other sheet metal, which we're going to be installing from Summit Racing, we're going to replace this. So what I think I'm going to start with this and just cut it out as best I can. Let's get going. Now I know what you guys are saying. You're like, Terry, why is this piece so flimsy? Because it's not attached up here, and it's not attached here. You see, this is where we also got, this is another area we got to fix. You see how all the seam seal is right here? Yeah, that's what the guy did. He tried to cover this up with seam seal and was hoping that I didn't see it. So it's just a matter of just cutting a piece of metal out, bending it to the shape where it fits this, cut this out, trim it up, and this thing will be very strong. But first thing we gotta do is we gotta get this thing out, and it's almost out. This thing does good work, huh? Yeah. This is quality work. Now remember, this is what people pass off as quality work. You see this? It's not supposed to look like this. That's not supposed to be bending back and forth. And look, seam seal all up in there. So if you see a lot of seam seal, walk away if you don't want to take this challenge. All right, so we'll fix that. That's not a problem. All right, and so we pretty much got it. Now we're gonna have to repair, because like every now and then when you take out spot weld, you're gonna get holes like this. So we'll just fill those up real quick, clean it up and fill them up, and then fit the piece. And then we're gonna try to sheet screw it in place. We gotta cut this piece out real quick and trim up in here, and then sheet screw it in place and tack it in. Now these little holes right here, that's where the spot welds were. So, when you go in there with a chisel, you should expect something like that. Sometimes, it's gonna break through. And I was a little concerned because I thought the metal would be weak, but this metal is actually very strong. And I tried stabbing it with a Phillips head screwdriver, small one, and I couldn't put holes through it. So we're gonna reuse this. But what I was looking at is right here. Okay, when I cut this area, all right, now if you look, I don't know if you can see it real close. You see how this has a lip over it? All right, so now this is the piece that we're gonna replace it with. So basically what's happening is this lip right here on the piece that we gotta install is under this lip. So this piece right here is sitting on top like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim this lip off, and I'll grind this lip right here, this piece of the metal, real smooth and flush. I'll weld this piece onto the original piece, and then I'll tack weld this piece in. And I think that's gonna be the best way to go about doing this. Now remember, whenever you grind in metal, always protect your respiratory system and of course your eyes. And you could go a little bit better than what I'm using, you know, get like one of those full face masks, but this will do for now. And let's get busy. It's nice. So now let's test fit it. I'm so excited. Yeah, this is looking good. So you can even see this is where this was clean metal, and the indentation of this fits right over the indentation of the old. So this is exactly where it should be. And wow, let's finish it up. And if I'm lucky, it'll meet right up, and then we can just prep this, fill a couple of holes, and burn it on in. Again, I'm so excited. So, get ready to cut this. I marked it with tape, and it's got to be very, very close. My clamp is being occupied right now. I'm gonna just eyeball it, see how good I am. Little lip has been cut off, so let's see how close we came with the trimming. Okay, now the first thing I can see already is that it's even here, and as it goes up further, it kind of starts going out. Now, I don't think it's because of the brace, because the brace looks pretty even. I think it's more along the line of I have to bend this piece outward so it will match up against that section where it should be. So what I'm gonna do is, I got my open end. I'm just gonna bring it out just a little bit. A little bit down here. A little there. All right. Let's see if that works. Yeah, see. Yeah. That's could be a little bit more, but it looks really good. Yeah, I like the way this is coming out. And just do a little bit more, just to make it somewhat. Ooh, like falls into place. So now it's actually fitting where it should. But I did notice something else. I noticed that some of the areas, I'm having more of a gap in certain areas than I am like here. From this point to about maybe right here, it fits nicely. So it'll give me a nice spot to weld because it's right up against this piece of metal right here. But then as I get a little further, I notice that there's a gap here. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to grind a little bit off of here, because what'll happen is if I grind here, it's gonna lower it to the point where it's going to be able to touch, and I should be fine. But what I'll do is let me line it up one more time. Get this little toothpick-like thing with a bent so I can go next to it and figure out where it's touching. Like I see right there, a little close there. So I think if I grind, it's not touching there. See a little, like right here and right here. These areas right here. So if I grind that down a little bit, we should be golden. Or more golden. So basically this is like body work. So let's say you put filler on and you got a high spot now. So the way you get rid of that high spot is to sand it smooth along with the plane. So that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm just making a nice butt up against the two pieces of metal, so there's no space when I weld. It'll be a stronger weld, and because you got to remember, this is going to be a support for the car. One of the two body bushings go here. You want to make sure that this thing is intact. So what I'm doing now is I'm smoothing this out. Now you gotta remember, there's no support on the back of this. So once I weld this brace in place, that will act as a support, and I'll be able to go in the inside of the car and tap it smooth, weld them shut, and I should be golden, because these holes right here, a few of these holes, they're gonna line up with this piece right here. So I'll be able to weld right to this piece on the inside. So that's what I was doing. I was smoothing it out so it'll have a nice flat surface. So when I put the sheet screws in, I'm gonna pop some holes in here anyways, and I'm gonna weld straight to this, but I'm also gonna put some sheet screws in here to hold it in place. I love those sheet screws, love them. Okay, now this panel is banged out, nice and straight, ready to install this piece, but we're not gonna do it just yet. You wanna know why? We have to treat this because this piece is gonna be covered by this piece. Now, there was like a little surface rust here, which I basically, like got a little Y wheel, got it off, and then I treated it with Summit Rust Converter. I did one nice coat and then I did a second coat, which I'm gonna let sit for 24 hours. Welcome back. It's been over 24 hours, and the Rust Converter turned this solid metal to black, and so we don't have to worry about this thing rusting anymore. But like I said, when this is all said and done installed, I'm gonna shoot some truck bed liner or some type of paint in there, just so we don't have to worry this again. But today what we're gonna do is we're gonna weld this in place. First I'm gonna position it where I want it, and I'm gonna hit it with some quick tacks, and then I'm gonna get some sheet screws, and that way the sheet screws will hold this piece very flush and tight with this brace. And then at that point, like I said, I got the holes in there, and I'm just gonna plug them. I'm just gonna real quick. And then take the sheet screws out, plug those, maybe throw a bead here on the outside. I don't know. We'll see let's see what goes. That's how we do things at the garage shop. All right. That looks good. Good and flush. Let's do it. So now what I'm gonna do is hit it with some sheet screws. That way I'll bring these two pieces of metal real tight with each other, and I'll start filling in some of those holes. Yeah. All right, I got this piece not only welded on this side, but I got it sheet screwed on this side, and it ain't going nowhere. Matter of fact, I'm thinking I might leave these sheet screws in, just for a little added security. Right now what we gotta do is we measured it out, it looks good. Now we're gonna burn it in place permanently on this side, and we're gonna fill in some of these holes, and we'll also do some welding on the outside as well. And you can't overdo it when it comes to this, because remember, this is a structural part of the car. It is interesting when doing this to replace this piece. Now I understand why they sell this whole back section in one big piece, which, we didn't have to go that route in this one. Just a little extra work with getting this thing lined up straight, and it's looking pretty good. So I feel good about starting to weld. See, that's a lot better. And like I said, I'm gonna keep those sheet screws in. Now the beauty of this is, yeah, I got a couple of holes right here, but that's because you remember when I took the air chisel, it brought the metal up a little. I didn't have a way to bring it down. So now with this lip here and being as strong as it is, when the car's on the frame and I'm able to get in it, I can reach back there, tap them down, and then I'll be able to clean it up, weld it up, whatever I gotta do, you know? So this is a good repair. And you know, we still got more to do. We still got more to do. And the next step is maybe the frame rails over here. I don't know. We got a lot to do in this car. But it couldn't be done without you guys. And I want to thank you guys for all the love, support. Keep it coming because Coleman likes that type of stuff, you know. And if I haven't got to your email, I'm sorry, I've been getting bombarded. But I will answer your email. I'll try my very best, you know, because it's all about the love. It's all about love. That's Earth, Wind, and Fire. All about love. Anyways, as always, please, big hug from the Garage Shop and Coverman. Thank you very much. I'm gonna be looking at the clock on the wall, so can't really see it. I can see part of it. Or should I say ceiling? It's time for me to head on off. So until the next time, until the next time we see each other, as always, be easy, yeah, and I'll catch you guys real soon. Take care.